Hi, hello, welcome to today's session. So, in the previous session, we were discussing about the other revenue system got introduced by British when they were unable to improve their revenue uh, as they introduced two important revenue system. One is permanent settlement system and Mahalwari system. And third important revenue system we discussed in the previous session, that is about Monroe system. Here in the British territories, particularly in Madras Presidency, that is in South, uh, there was no any similarity with the permanent settlement system, which was mainly introduced in Bengal Presidency in northern part of India. The new system, which was mainly devised, introduced, implemented in South, it was came to be known as Rotwari or Roetwari system. So here, what has happened? Why it has become extremely different from first two different revenue systems implemented by British. Here, Captain Alexander Rudd, he tried on small scale, and subsequently it was mainly followed by Thomas Munro. This system, it mainly extended all over the southern parts of India. So here Munro and Alexander Rudd, uh, what they felt that there should not be any traditional jamindars like in the case of permanent settlement system and Mahalwari system. The settlement, they urged or they advised here directly the riots or the cultivators who are tilling or who are being tilling their land from the generations, they are only the responsible people for paying the revenues to the company. So for assuring that their fields had to be carefully, separately, clearly survived before revenue assessment was made or fixed for particular riot or particular farmer. uh, and only British will act as parental figures, parental figures in protecting the riots under their charge for the development of their uh, farming activity or cultivational works. So this system, it was not became so successful because of the several reasons uh, experienced, several problems experienced by riots as well as by British. So within a few years, the system imposed, it was very clear that all was not well with British. So permanent settlement system, Mahalwari system, then Royatwari system, present what they introduced. All these different revenue systems got introduced only keeping the intention of earning, getting more and more revenue in order to fulfill the demands of company. And moreover, these desires of the company, it increased in uh, income from the land, and revenue officials, which was fixed to the riots peasants, it was very high. Because of that, many peasants, many riots, they were unable to pay, and because of that, many reasons, many places, riots, revolutions, fled from the countryside, and most of the villages in the north as well as in south, they became deserted regions. Then coming to the point, crops for Europe. The company or the British, they realized that, they came to know that countryside or villages or rural areas could not only be given importance for getting, yielding the revenue, it could be given importance for growing the crops which are having their demand in Europe and also which are required for European countries. Because of that, by the late 18th century, company was trying to, or company was trying its best to expand, to support, to make farmers to cultivate two important crops, namely opium and indigo. Opium and indigo, these are the two different crops which are mainly having their own demand in Europe and European markets. So because of fulfilling the demands of European market, so by late 18th century, company tried its level best for making, encouraging peasants or farmers to cultivate these two different crops from different parts of India. Then most importantly, British persuaded or forced cultivators in various parts of India to produce other important crops like jute in Bengal, jute in Bengal, tea in Assam, particularly Darjeeling Hills, sugar cane in the United Provinces, that is Uttar Pradesh, wheat in Punjab, cotton in Maharashtra, Punjab, and rice in Madras. So I repeat once again, two important crops that are mainly uh, encouraged by company to cultivate in Indian province. They are opium and indigo. Along with this, in some of the regions, even company also forced to cultivate other crops. For example, name the crop cultivated in Bengal region. So your answer should be jute. Name the crop cultivated in Madras region. Your answer should be rice. So similarly, jute in Bengal, tea in Assam, sugarcane in Uttar Pradesh, wheat in Punjab, cotton in Maharashtra and Punjab, rice in Madras. So these are the other important crops which are mainly forced by British to cultivate. Then question is, how British became successful for cultivating these crops? How was this done? So for this, British used variety of methods to expand the cultivation of crops that they needed, that the European market was in need. So about this question we will discuss in tomorrow's session. Thank you one and all.